Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Survival Game News Weekly Roundup. This week for June 6th to June 12th, we have a number of games that have been released this week, as well as other games that have basically given hints of what is to come in the following months here, as well as some new DLC. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got this week. So on June 10th, Dune Awakening was officially released. For those who did not buy the deluxe and like the really expensive, basically, versions of the game, just the standard edition, that is now available. It is launched, so everybody can play Dune Awakening. At least those where that supports the game right now. Consoles, obviously, that is not the case. You guys don't have the game available just yet, but Dune Awakening, the devs, they are working on getting that over to console. So we'll have to see, obviously, when they give us some more information about when that will be. But for now, PC players, enjoy Arrakis. I certainly have jumped in myself. Pretty fun game, I have to say. I've been enjoying myself a lot with that. So awesome to, congrats to Dune Awakening. Amazing, fun times. Now, on June 11th, RuneScape Dragonwilds, they announced their kind of the road ahead, basically, things that their players can expect from them. Because I guess they've been quiet for a little while, and some players were getting a little worried that, perhaps this game wasn't going to get as much love from the devs, but they have returned. They said that is not the case. In fact, they have quite a few plans for this game in the next year, really. So they listed out a number of expansions that are coming to the game, beginning with expansion 1, which they are calling Fell Hollow. They plan on releasing this in December 2025, so it's going to be quite a bit until we get our hands on this update, this expansion. So the way that they kind of describe this expansion says the dead don't rest here, and neither can you. Imaru, an undead blue dragon overlord, has drenched the land in wither rot. Fell Hollow is a place of bones, spooky winds, and the stench of forgotten conflicts. So, we're going to be taking care of this corruption that's at the heart of this very blighted land. There's going to be a new status effect called Soul Rift. There are going to be lesser green dragon mini-bosses. There's going to be some more gear progression, so we're looking at steel armor, green dragon hides, split bark armor, things like that. There'll be a new weapon type with the expansion, which is going to be scimitars, which sounds pretty awesome. And then there'll be obviously a whole new quest line that goes with expansion 2. We're also going to get a new skill for farming, which is great. I love farming with my survival games. So farming will allow us to basically grow our own crops using raised soil beds, proper tools, and of course some patience. They plan on fully integrating it into the survival loops as well as the base building. So farming is going to be retroactive and fully viable from Bryn Mawr onwards, so you can basically start growing the moment that you arrive in the game. You'll have to tend your plants with watering cans. You got to fight off crop disease, which sounds really interesting to me. And then, of course, harvest everything from useful herbs to decorative greens. So I'm pretty excited about that. I love farming and survival games, like I've said, so can't wait to get my hands on that, although it's going to be a very long time. Now, expansion 2, they didn't quite give release kind of ETA on this, but it is called Dowdun Reach. This is a mountainous region that bridges Fell Hollow as well as the sands beyond. Dowdun Reach is jagged, harsh, and full of secrets. It's a place where the Black Knights built something that they hoped the world would forget. So we will be basically uncovering this Black Knight stronghold, where we'll be able to also mine some rare resources, navigate some ancient battlegrounds that are carved into cliff faces and such, which sounds really interesting. I can't wait to see kind of what they're talking about there. Now, in this region, we'll have lesser blue dragons that will be mini bosses, and the kind of the gear progression we're going to see here is, of course, some awesome mithril armor, blue dragon hide armor, mystic robes. There'll be vault-based exploration with both interiors and exteriors. Those are kind of like dungeons, basically, some more dungeons. And, of course, this is going to be packed with lore tied to Zamorak and the fall of the continent's Black Knights, as well as the fortress. Now, the kind of major skill that's going to be introduced with this expansion is fishing. So, if you like to fish, you'll be able to travel to like those rivers and the lakes. You can cast your rod or net and reel in some kind of delicious fish. So you can basically obviously catch this fish for cooking, you can craft it, or you can just show it off with trophies. So we'll start with like very simple kind of fishing tools first, and then we'll eventually be able to use magic to fish as well. So yeah, so that's great for that. Now, their third expansion, they are calling Umbral Sands. So sunlight here is lethal, shade is survival. The Umbral Sands is going to test more than our skills. They're also going to test our patience, our preparation, and our will. So this is a place that is warped by a cursed dragonkin tower. It's a desert that blends light and reality. So Fuzan, the red dragon overlord, has fused with the fire and madness within this area. So obviously here we're going to be facing some lesser red dragon mini bosses. There is going to be like a new kind of survival element, a heat mechanic where we have to, avoid the sun basically and survive in the shade. So probably a place we're going to need to travel to like at night if we can. Now the gear progression for this expansion, we'll be able to make adamant armor, red dragon hide armor, and then infinity robes, which sounds very fancy indeed. There is going to be a narrative arc that will expand into the ancient dragonkin history, as well as some iconic RuneScape characters. So if you're deep in the RuneScape lore, that could be pretty fun for you. Now, there is going to be a new skill for this expansion as well, which is prayer, which is really interesting. So the prayer skill supports things like doing rituals, blessings, and basically allows you to empower your base. So you can build altars, you can make offerings to those altars, you can channel effects that boost you and your base defenses, which is very handy considering that there are raids on bases. So that could be nice little strategy to activate there. So you will bury bones, you can sacrifice relics, you can recharge prayer points, the ritual, and blessings basically boost your character and your base with effects that grow stronger as you level that skill up. It is a spiritual kind of survival style power, and bones, I guess, are going to be at the heart of it. Now, the fourth expansion is called Scorned Wilderness. It is a broken land for a final stand. It's a shattered domain ruled by Queen Kuldra, the five-headed black dragon, also known as the God Eater. We love that. Great name. Sounds totally safe and fine, and not going to be a problem. Now, her brood is going to be gathering in this region. Very much kind of like end boss is what I'm feeling here, end game. So dragons of every kind are going to roam the Scorned Wilderness, and the land itself is pretty hostile too. There will be some story NPCs that will offer guidance, but the choices that you make and the costs of such, they are yours to bear alone. So basically, there will be these elite brutal dragons of all types, including lesser black dragons in this region. And this place will have gear progression as well. You're going to get your rune armor, you're going to get your black dragon hide armor, as well as something called Wild Knight robes. And there'll be very rare resources here. There'll be some base building you can do here. And basically, I am definitely getting like end game kind of feel with this last expansion. And there is a climactic narrative finale told through NPC quests, including the debut of, yet again, another RuneScape character who is iconic. So, again, fans out there, pay attention for that. There's going to be a new skill called Agility. So Agility will turn movement into mastery. You'll be able to sprint, leap, and challenge yourself across the world to earn XP and unlock new ways to move. So I'm wondering if this is kind of like something that's like a little bit more parkour maybe. So basically we'll be able to improve our stamina. We can unlock magical movement spells, probably like, like an extra sort of dodge kind of abilities. And we can take on agility routes for big rewards. So yeah, so a lot of stuff from RuneScape in the future. Obviously, this is just their, hey, this is what we're working on. But as long as they keep to a pretty good schedule, we can see some pretty exciting changes coming to the game eventually. Now, on June 7th, Return to Moria had their release of their Orc Hunter DLC pack. So with that pack, it's now live. I think it is paid. You do have to pay some extra to use it, to access it. But in it, you can basically craft a new battle axe, or you can engrave like a new ritual trophy hunting rune on any weapon, which then allows you to collect like skulls and heads and bones from the orcs, the enemies basically that you fell. And with enough of those trophies, you can craft a new set of decorations, which basically, I don't know if mechanically this is the case, but they say that it can warn foes away from your base. If a raid happens, I don't know if that really applies. It might just be like maybe like a wandering orc who walks by, they'll run away. But again, I'm not quite sure if they mean that actually mechanically exists or if this is just for flavor. Well, that's something that they'll have to clarify. But otherwise, you can basically use these trophies to really decorate your base. And then there's a number of skins and such that are released as well. So with this pack, you'll get the Orc Hunter's Mantle cosmetic skin, their Galea cosmetic skin, their Gloves cosmetic skin, the Boots cosmetic skin. You'll also get a Frightener's Battle Axe crafting recipe, the Dark Eye Stout Brew recipe, the Orc Skull building recipes, the Warg Hide Rug building recipe, the Mounted Drake Skeleton building recipe, the Fell Beast Trophy building recipe, and the Troll Hide Furniture building recipes. So basically, if you like the look of the Orc Hunter skins, and the trophies and all that, by all means, go for the DLC, but that's basically what you're getting. You're not getting like any more story or anything. This is really just kind of some more decorations, kind of like, I guess in a way, for those who really want to get into the role play, you could take on the kind of story of your dwarf being a Frightener, which are these kind of dwarves that basically sacrifice everything to protect, either to protect their homes or to avenge them against the orcs who have, destroyed them over time. So up to you on if that is something that is of interest to you, but the DLC is out now and live. So that's about it for this week in terms of survival game news. We got, I know, a few games coming out very soon in the survival realm here, so we're going to be keeping an eye on that. Steam Next Fest is going on right now as well. There's a bunch of new survival game demos out. I'll be trying to push out a few of those as well, so you guys can see what's out there. Yeah, we'll just keep on keeping on, and we'll see you guys next week to see what our survival game news industry has for us. Then, until then, keep surviving and keep thriving.